Hello and welcome to the Master's Table. Thank you for joining us today. I can't wait for this because a lot of people, I guess being in the South, we just think that everybody knows what this is, but you wouldn't believe how many people do not know what chicken mull is.
Yeah.
So you're in for a treat. It's very easy to make. Lots of different ways that people do their own kind of thing, but Frankie does his own kind of thing, so we're going to make some chicken mull today.
It don't get no simpler than this. This will remind you of Granny's chicken soup, but it's a little bit different. Got a little twist. This got a little more flavor. It's according to how you make it. Like I say, then again, like I was telling you about all these recipes, you can adjust the flavor. And some of the things I'm going to talk about today, I can't tell you exactly how much to put in there because it's according to how much you want to put in there according to your taste. So this pairs really well. This is like a real thick soup. It pairs really well with soda crackers. You could eat cornbread if you wanted to. A little bit of hot sauce, a little bit of Creole maybe. If you know, it's just.
You know, I just thought, you know, we used to put in when Mama made it ketchup.
Yeah,
we used to put ketchup in it.
So y'all eat ketchup on eggs. I don't know what's wrong. I can't do that. I just But anyway, we'll be right back. Right here on the
Don't go anywhere. You want to see this. All right, welcome back.
Well,
the moment you've been waiting for.
The moment. See, this is the moment you've been waiting for. We thank y'all for joining us this week on the Master's Table. Like I say, we're going to make some old-fashioned, old-timey chicken mull, what my granny would have called it. Like I say, it's very simple. You talk about comfort food. This is, I told Tina, and she keeps looking at me funny every time I say it. I said, when I get my food truck or I get me a food trailer, this will be on the menu. This is one of those things. This and the garlic bread and a few Italian dishes is going to be on the menu. But she ain't gonna let me do it yet, so I'm just gonna have to do it. I'll go ahead and tell you, for time's sake today, I've already got some chicken stock heating up. This is probably I probably poured about 3 to 4 cups, maybe 4 cups. I've already got this heating so we can get this going before we run out of time today. This is the noisy process of it, and I could have done this off air and done it before, but I just wanted you to see how it's done. This is how we do it. Matter of fact, we just done 75 or 100 quarts of this. I love cooking this. I love it because it's good and people, they like it. So I got some big pots at home and we just stir it up and grind and
Now, I have to say, not everybody has a grinder like this.
No, they don't have a grinder.
My mother had a grinder that you did it like
I was going to say, you can go to your local hardware store and get one of those clamp grinders, you know. But this is not. This is
easy.
but it's not a whole lot. If you go to shop around, brothers and sisters, for an electric grinder, I promise you can find one for just a little over $100. It's not one of those super expensive things, but it sure does help when you make stuff like this. It even comes with attachments. You can make your own tube sausage. You can do a lot of different things if you have a grinder. This one's very simple, very basic, and as cheap as one as I could find.
And it's a little bit noisy.
Yeah, it's going to be noisy. So, Tina, I'm going to go ahead. Do you want to talk about that before I start this? You want to start that? Okay. All right, well, here we go. I'm going to have to talk over this, but I'm just going to show you how all this works. We just dropped them. This is boneless, skinless chicken breast that I use to... What I do with my pusher? There it is. Boneless, skinless chicken breast that I got. I don't have any dark meat in it. You could put some dark meat in it. You could use rotisserie chicken, but this is just plain Jane boiled chicken. So we just gonna grind up enough. I don't know how much it's gonna take to fill that pot. I cooked this earlier. It's been in the refrigerator. You can tell that thing's it don't like that cold meat. It likes it when you do it. When you boil it and it's still warm, it just works right on through there. But I like this. This is Frankie proof. Now, if you had long fingers, get in trouble, but my finger won't reach down there. I'm just saying.
Why would anybody do that?
I'm just saying, you have to be careful.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, my finger won't reach even if I push this down. But if you got a long finger, you might get in trouble right there. So, but I like the way they put the long tube, and they got this.
Comes out perfect.
Yeah. Let me turn it on.
So you're just wanting enough to fill this up?
Yeah, we're just making a pot today. We're not, like like I say, we make this 7,500 quarts at a time sometimes, so I turned up on a higher setting to cook a little better.
Well, the reason I say that is because the last batch that you just made was in a 100 quart, 80 quart.
We made 80 quart.
80 quart pot, which was about this big.
Yeah, we made a lot. We sold some, and we're just trying it out, getting our toe in the water. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do a big pot for a fundraiser for the church. So this is one of the things. People like it. Y'all know good food. If people like it, they're gonna eat it. And this is, I'm telling you right now, this right here is one of those that's just. That's I bought a lot of chicken because I was gonna make some more. So, I know you could. I didn't want to bore you to death doing this, but I want you to see the process. I want you to see how simple this really is. And like I said, if you had one of those hand grinders, you don't have to let it keep on boiling right there. As a matter of fact, go ahead and reach behind me and grab them. I've got that's 2 cups of heavy cream right there. Put about half of that in there. We're gonna start with half. We're gonna see where that puts it. We'll pour about half and set that to the side. This is one of those things you can make it as thick or as thin as you want to. See, I just like making noise today.
I think you do.
I do. We'll just let that come on back up to a boil, and we're gonna be ready to add this. Like I said, I think I paid just a little over $100 for this grinder. I've used it multiple times. It holds up well. It cleans up well. One turn of a crank on the side right here. You can take this thing apart, clean it out. I don't have to get too much more, Miss Cleveland. I guess it's sort of how hungry you are today.
I'm pretty hungry.
Pretty hungry? I might have to make a bunch today then. Tina generally helps me. She's generally breaking up the chicken while I'm grinding.
On the wrong side.
Yeah, you on the wrong. I'm backwards today too. Feel like I'm backwards. We done so much last time we done this. My arms got literally tired of doing this, and I put it down on a small table down close to the floor so I could just feed it.
Yeah.
But it worked, didn't it? We got it.
Let's try that and see how much.
Yeah, let me grind one more piece. We're gonna see what it puts it.
You don't want it too thick.
No, we got plenty of room.
Some people do like theirs thick. I don't like mine too thick.
Okay, enough of the noise. Sorry about that, y'all. We had to do a little bit more. And like I said, it just fluffs it right up and it grinds it. It's just that's just pure white ground chicken right there. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the pot. Tina, go ahead and turn this up on high for me, please, because we want to get this up to a boil. The chicken is already done. The chicken, like I said, is pre-cooked before we do this, and we heated up the chicken stock and the chicken broth, and we just want to bring this up to a boil, and we're gonna season it to taste. And really, that's about all it is to it. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to do. Now, I start with a base with a little bit of broth and a little bit of cream because I like the cream. I like to see how much they got in there. And just to be honest, you want me to make a little bit more, you think? Stir that and see how much we got. See if I need to grind another piece of chicken or two.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Maybe one more piece? Okay. Miss Cleveland said no.
That's pretty thick. You want me to pour the rest of that cream in there?
Well, I'm going to put just I wanted to look at it when you got it mixed because I don't.
Yeah, that's pretty thick.
Don't know if I need that much. I'm going to put a little bit of this cream, but we're just going to put more broth.
Yeah.
More chicken broth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough cream. Okay, so Miss Cleveland said we got enough. Let me put my top back on this chicken.
Because when you add crackers, and a lot of people put crackers in there for the filling to make it thicker.
Yeah.
But we don't, Frankie don't do that. He says he wants everybody to get chicken.
Yeah, I want a quality product. You know, like, especially if I'm going to make this and sell it, I want people to have 100% chicken in theirs. I don't like to put a lot of fillers or byproducts or nothing like that.
But
you know.
most everybody I know eats crackers with it.
Yeah,
so
but you eat,
once you put your crackers in there, it's going to be thick. So
Yeah.
we don't really want the stew to be that thick.
So what we're gonna do is go ahead and add, this is just chicken broth. I mix up my own. Sometimes I'll buy the bouillon powder. If I boil chicken, like when I boil this chicken, I save the broth and do so. You know, you can, we're gonna add about that much and let you stir it in. And and it's a good thing about it, I got plenty of chicken. And this pot we're making right here, and just by me looking at that, that's probably gonna be about 4 quarts, maybe 5 quarts, just eyeballing that. And give or take just a little bit. And that was probably, I'm just looking at that chicken, I'm thinking about how much I cooked. That was probably about 4 of those big boneless chicken breasts, maybe 4, 4.5, no more than 5. So you can take
bit more of that in there.
a little bit of this.
Yeah.
It'll thin as it heats up and it gets hot. It'll thin down a little bit. Now, when we get to this point and we're waiting on it to heat, I will tell you, with the chicken stock and the cream, it's going to have a little bit of a bland taste. It's going to taste like chicken, so you're going to have to add a little bit of chicken flavor or bouillon to it. But you don't want to, I've learned, this trial and error, I've learned this, that you don't want to put it in right now, because as it gets hotter, I guess it kind of cooks in it better, and it changes the taste more. So I guess I'm trying to say, at this point, if you put it in there right now, you're liable to put too much.
Yeah.
When you get it to your taste, and it can wind up a little bit salty. So you have to be really careful. And if you look at the recipe that I had posted for this, I told you, I don't think you'll need to put any salt. And if you do have to put any salt, you're gonna have to be very careful with it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let that heat on up, and I'll continue to stir this too. And I'm gonna let you talk about what you got going on over there.
Okay, well, we were talking about what to pair with chicken mull, and it's kind of hard. I mean, I guess you could, it's kind of just a dish in itself. You really don't need anything to go with it. So I thought, well, what do I like? What do I like?
Something sweet.
Something sweet. So I was looking and I found this recipe, and I hadn't heard of this recipe before, but there's some other things that it's called. But this is called puppy chow. Now, you know, I'm all about puppies and doggies and all that kind of stuff, so it kind of got my attention. So this
But it's not real.
Not real puppy chow.
Look, I just want to say this right quick. I'm putting about a tablespoon probably of black pepper, if you leveled it out. And do you want some in your chocolate? Okay. I'm just adding. I'll talk to y'all as I'm adding. Go ahead, Tim.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. So this is puppy chow. This is like where you would just, if you're grazing around the table and you just pick up a little snack you want to eat for, dinners or whatever. 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate morsels. Put them in your pan. You're going to heat that up and let it melt. And I went ahead and done that just for time's sake. Then you want 1/4 of a cup of peanut butter. Put it in here, melt it with the chocolate, and let it melt real good. And then once you do that, once it's melted, you're going to remove it from the heat. And then you're going to have 8 cups of Chex Mix cereal. I guess you could do variations.
That was the rice.
The rice.
You told me to get the rice Chex Mix.
Yeah, the rice Chex Mix. Some people use other kinds, but I guess you could.
Yeah.
But we're going to
use. I think it would be good with different ones. I really do.
Yeah.
Because this is really good. I tried this. Miss Cleveland made this, and I tried it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to try this. Now, this is where, as Tina's getting ready to put her chocolate in there, I'm going to tell you, this is where when it starts getting hot, now when we got to start taste testing, because we do not want to put too much chicken bouillon or anything like that in it, because we don't want to make it too salty. But I can tell you it does have to have some.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pour your melted chocolate and peanut butter over the rice Chex. And when you look at it, you think that ain't gonna be enough for 8 cups, but it is. It's plenty. I like to scrape the bowl. Every little last bit.
That was probably a good tablespoon. I know we got a couple of different things going on right now, but this that was about a tablespoon of the chicken bouillon that I added. I'm gonna add it slowly because I don't want to put too much.
You're gonna make somebody put chicken bouillon in
No, don't put the chicken bouillon in the puppy chow.
And then just mix it up. Stir it till it mixes real good.
And you would think
You're going to think, that ain't going to be enough.
Yeah, when we done this before, I said, there's no way that little bit of chocolate would cover that. But I'm telling you, it works.
It works.
It works. It made a believer out of me.
And I guess you could just put your hand down in there and do it if you wanted to. I choose not to do that.
It would, I would really want to lick my fingers when I got done all that chocolate. So, but it mixes up well. If you just keep rolling it, it'll eventually coat it. It's pretty amazing to me how easy that was.
This is just something easy and simple, and it's good. And if you like to snack like we do, if you're watching a football game or got company over and you just sit around having a good
name. Frankie Snack Cleveland.
This is something really good to do that.
Okay, I got another fork and I'm testing again, and I'm gonna taste it. When I think I get it close, I'm gonna let you taste it. Still needs a little bit more.
Well, I'm one of these people, I don't like to put lots of salt in anything because I figure I like for people to put what they want in there. So I don't put a lot of salt in anything.
That's probably about
But this is something that needs...
Yeah, well, it has until you start seasoning it has a really bland taste until you start putting the seasoning. But you don't want to put the seasoning in it, like I said, until you get it hot. Now, I do want to say this because I didn't say it in the beginning. I talked about it, and maybe I did, but I went ahead and started with a little bit of chicken stock and a couple of cups of the heavy cream. But I did have a stick of butter in this also. And I know the recipe will flash across the screen, but if you miss it and you want to try this, just reach out to me. Shoot me an email at frankie393@gmail, and I promise you I'll send it to you. I was looking the other day, and I had a lady ask me about a recipe, and then she asked me about a cookbook, said she wanted a copy of my cookbook, and I told her that I didn't have it. I was looking through my recipes, and I really have enough stuff now that I could actually do a cookbook of the stuff that we've done. Just I could call it the episodes of the Master's Table. We've done enough shows now. I think when we finish this season, we'll be up on 80 episodes. So we could do a 80-page cookbook of just stuff that we've done on here before. And a lot of times I think, I wish somebody tell me what to cook. And people do. People do reach out to me and ask me to cook things, and we try to meet all those requests. But you just never. You never know until you start looking how many recipes there really are and how many things you can actually cook. I was like, oh my God, I'll never run out of stuff to cook. So it's kind of like the Bible. You'll never run out of scripture to read.
That's exactly right.
You'll never run out of learning. Saying that about the Bible, I heard my old pastor used to say that the scripture in the Bible is shallow enough for a child to wade out in it and understand every word, but it's deep enough for the greatest philosophers to never touch everything that's in it. So, I thought that was an awesome statement. Tina, I need you to taste this before we get you mixing right there. I'm gonna give you here's another fork. I'm digging out another fork.
I gotta have a fork.
Well, I didn't bring a spoon over here, so I'm gonna let you see if it needs a little more.
I can't tell with that.
Look, there you go. See, it's pretty thick. Just don't burn your mic. That is pretty. See, it's done got hot. It's done come up to a boil. That's the reason why I keep stirring it. Because if you use a non-stick, it won't stick as fast. But this is kind of like making Brunswick stew or making a roux. You got to keep it moving. Got to keep moving. What you think?
Still tastes a lot like chicken.
It needs a little more bouillon. Because I didn't start out with them. I'm gonna move it off that until I get some. Because I don't want it to stick.
While you're doing that, the last step in this puppy chow is once you get it mixed with the chocolate and the peanut butter, then you put it in it's 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. Put it in there with that, and you're gonna shake it up until it mixes. Kind of like shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Boy, I ain't heard that in a long time. Shake and bake. That was the thing. I remember those commercials, putting the pork chops in the bag and shake and bake. I remember that. That's been a long time ago. I'm gonna mess around and tell how old I am. I even remember plop, fizz. You want me to help you hold that open? You got it? Okay.
I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
You sure you got it?
Yep.
I said, there's no way that's gonna do what Candy was telling me when she made this. I said, I watched her put that in that bag. I said, there's no way that's gonna work. I said, that can't work like that. But guess what?
Oh, ye have little faith.
Yeah, I know. But it worked. It did work.
It did work.
See, I got faith. my faith just, I'm like everybody else. I have microwave faith.
Yeah.
I want it to happen right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know what? God can do it right now. He can do it right now. But sometimes,
if he wants to, he can.
Just like when we done the Thanksgiving show, we done the crock pot turkey breast. That's the way the Lord is sometimes. Sometimes instead of putting you in the microwave, he'll put you in the crock pot and said, I'm going to let you simmer for a little while. So.
When you close this bag, put it in a Ziploc bag, close the bag, and leave the air in it.
Old-timey shake and bake, Miss Cleveland. And see, I kept thinking, I said that chocolate is not getting coated, but little did I realize that chocolate that you see through the bag is sealed with that powdered sugar on the inside. So the inside of the bag is completely white. I was like, I was just blown away how that turned out. I guess I ain't ever watched them make candy or make any kind of sweets like that, so. Do you want a pan to dump that in?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in on.
I was gonna say, have you got one out? What kind of bowl you want?
I don't know. Don't matter.
You want this big one?
No.
You want to pour some of it in this glass one? I washed this. Let me wipe it. Let me dry it out. You pour some of it in here. Cause we're getting ready to go to break.
Shake and shake and shake.
So we're getting ready to go to break, and I'm gonna continue to stir this, Tina, and I'm gonna let you taste it again here in just a minute. And when we come back and break, we're gonna have a bowl of this right here. You see how simple this was?
And like I said, when you make it, I mean, A may not make it like B makes it.
Well,
if you want more salt, add more salt.
You may want a little more cream. You may want a little less cream.
Well, once you put hot sauce in it, which a lot of people do, hot sauce, ketchup, I mean, that's going to take care of that. You may not want to put nothing else in it.
Yeah. We're going to see here in a minute. I like it, Miss Cleveland. You want to pour it up?
I'm just making sure that it's good and mixed.
I didn't watch you do this before. I know that's
I really
you got
want a bigger bowl than that.
You want a bigger bowl?
Yeah.
There may be one up. There's probably one there, or there's one right there up under that strainer, right there up under. Oh yeah, that'd be just right. All right, Tina, you got about a minute before we go to break. You dump that up. Like I said, I'm just going to continue to stir this a little bit. I'm going to go wash some forks because I'm going to run out of forks if we keep testing. I got to find some spoons. But if you try this and you like it, just let me know. I'd like to know what you think about this recipe. This is very simple. We've touched on a what?
You see that powdered sugar?
I didn't even see it. I missed it. That's my queen over there.
Voila!
There it is. Look at there.
See, I could just take my finger, just
well,
all
if I
that
know
powdered
you,
sugar.
I'm gonna tell you what she does during break. I'm gonna watch her.
And that's it.
We'll be right back, right here on the master's table. Welcome back. We're right back here still at the master's table, and we've got this seasoned up. Miss Cleveland, I think we got it right where we want it. I told you, you're going to have to season this to your liking. This is the very crucial part of it. The grinding the chicken and getting it boiling is easy. You're going to have to be careful with the seasoning. But you can reach out to me, and I'll give you various specifics for what I've done for this pot today, because I think I remember, but I'm going to write it down when we get done. But I want to talk about tip right quick, tip of the day. And I want to say this, I can't emphasize this as much. I always tell y'all to stage ingredients as you're going, and that's a very critical tip. But don't shortchange yourself on utensils and tools for the kitchen. We've bought things, and I'll say this, we haven't been able to buy everything at one time when we wanted it. I will say this, that I'm 100% self-supported. Everything we do, I go buy my own stuff. I buy the cheapest, but I try to buy something. Look, get the right tool for the job in the kitchen, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So,
because it'll make a difference.
It makes a lot of difference. It makes a lot of difference. And I wanted to touch on one scripture today, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Jesus died for you And he died for me. The same Jesus that saved me is the same Jesus that can save you. So I cannot emphasize that verse enough.
There's nothing
For
that
God
really
so
needs to
loved the
go
world,
with that.
he went all the way for me and you. So
Yep.
that's a great verse.
If you don't know him, call the prayer line here at WATC.
That's exactly right.
And they'll lead you in the right direction.
Well, there it is, finished product. I done put a little hot sauce in it and got a couple of crackers. Cheers, Tina.
Like I said, you may want hot sauce, you may want some ketchup, you may want nothing, you may want to put extra salt. Let us know if you try this. Let us know how it turns out and what you think about it. And until then, we're about to, and puppy chow. Puppy chow and chicken mull is what's for supper tonight. So.
Goodbye. Love y'all.